1 out of every 7 Central Oregonians is a veteran. And thanks to the support of Northwestern Home Loans, we are launching a new series called War Stories. Every week, we will introduce you to the lives and stories of Central Oregon war veterans, some who made it back from their war and some who didn't. This week, the life and legacy of Iraq War veteran Cody Standiford.
Cody was always a very strong-willed child, which is a good thing. You just have to figure out how to work with that. He was also very gifted athletically, and that was something that was very important to him. He was a deputy with the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office, kind of feeling like he needed to do more for his country. He was someone who always wanted to, it sounds corny in a way, but he was somebody who always wanted to make a difference. And he didn't feel like he was making enough of a difference in law enforcement, and 9/11 came along and that really spurred him into thinking that he needed to do something more. I believe it was a staff sergeant who decided to put together some roving teams that would go out in Humvees, and they would be primarily looking for people who were setting IEDs. To know that he was going out every day was it was terrifying. I mean, every day was like the worst day, wondering when somebody was going to call. And then it got even worse when I found out that his Humvee had hit an IED.
It's terrifying. It blew the front wheel off of the vehicle that I was in. It blew it about 800 meters away, which is pretty long ways for a tire and a wheel that weighs about 150, 180 pounds to go fly. Within a few days, my right knee gave out, and that was it. That ended that moment ended not only my deployment, but it effectively ended my Army career. You have to figure out who you are, because you're not the same person. You're not the same person physically, you're not the same person emotionally, you're not the same person spiritually. I'm a different person than I was. Central Oregon Veterans Outreach, is anyone home? Anyone home? A lot of these folks don't have anybody that, if they don't show up, wouldn't raise an alarm. If nowhere else knows who these people are, at least we do. Just because you live in a tent next to the railroad tracks doesn't mean that you aren't still a human being, doesn't mean that you aren't still a community member, and it doesn't mean that you don't matter. You matter. Central Oregon Veterans Outreach, anybody home? That is the reason that I go to work with a smile on my face almost every day. You take the circumstances that you're given and you either get bitter or you get better. And I want to be better. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be broken. I don't want to be this, shell of a person. There's a lot for me to look forward to every day. When the sun comes up, that's cause for renewed hope. And if I can share that with even just one more person in the world, then I feel like I've done what I was put on this earth to do, and that's maybe bring a smile to somebody's face who hasn't smiled in a while.
I got the chance to meet Cody firsthand to see the important work that he is doing at Central Oregon Veterans Outreach. We thank him for his service. And we'd like to thank Matt at Northwestern Home Loans for his service to our country and for sponsoring our War Stories series every week here on Central Oregon Daily.